The last 24 hours have been absolutely crazy for the Toronto Blue Jays. First, they lose out on Kyle Tucker to the Los Angeles Dodgers on a 4-year deal for $240 million. I'll do the math for you. That's $60 million a year. Now, some of it's deferred, so it's like $57 million a year, but still, it's ridiculous money. Hedge fund baseball is what the Dodgers are practicing. So the Jays say, all right, well, we don't get him. Let's pivot to Bo Bichette. But the reality is Bo Bichette's gone now, too. The Mets practicing hedge fund baseball. Owner Steve Cohen, the richest owner in the game, deciding we were in on Tucker for 4 years at $55 million a year. So let's go to Bo Bichette, the next best player. He doesn't even fit the Mets roster. Bichette's going to have to be a third baseman for the New York Mets. They've got Marcus Semien at second base, Francisco Lindor at shortstop, but they go out and give him a 3-year, $126 million contract. I'll do that math. That's $42 million a year. Never in my wildest imagination did I think that Bo Bichette would get $42 million a year. Now, I think the Jays would have been in for a nice contract, probably for a couple more years in the deal, but Bichette settling for the short-term deal, and this is the kind of thing that small market teams are getting priced out of the game right now. So a star going to the Mets, the Jays losing out on Tucker, plan A, and then plan B, Bo Bichette is gone too. Now, certainly disappointment seeing the homegrown Bichette move on. Look, I think that Bo and Vladdy had thoughts that they were going to bring a championship to Toronto, and I think they still held on to hope. But the business of baseball took over. Bo Bichette moving on to Queens in New York. But if you're the Blue Jays, there's no reason to fret. You've had a really good offseason already. Dylan Cease, Cody Ponce, Tyler Rogers. That bullpen in rotation is deep and much better pitching staff than it was a year ago. Plus a full season of Trey Savage. Plus, you're going to get a better Jose Barrios and healthy back in that rotation. So I feel good about where they are right now. Okamoto is going to be a factor at third base, and he's a really good offensive player. Now, I don't think he's Bo Bichette, but a full season of Addison Barger, of Ernie Clement, and the development that he's had there, a full season of Dalton Varsho, and Anthony Santander bouncing back, there will be more than enough offense for the Blue Jays. Listen, Kyle Tucker's a great player, and he would have made the Jays better. Bo Bichette is a great player. He would have made the Jays better. But I want Addison Barger to play. And I think if Tucker came in, Barger's at-bats would have been cut down a little bit. So I like where the Blue Jays are right now. Now, they could pivot to Cody Bellinger, and I wouldn't mind that, because if the Jays were to get him, it'd keep him away from the Yankees. The Yankees want to do a 5-year deal. They don't want to do more than that. And look, the Jays considered potentially a 10-year deal with Kyle Tucker, so maybe they could get in on a Cody Bellinger. He's kind of Kyle Tucker light, but he could have an impact. He could help out at first. He can help out in the outfield. He has power and he has speed. He's a nice player. But the Jays don't need to go down that road. They can consider it. They could consider a trade for Brendan Donovan, a versatile guy who can bounce around. But if they don't do anything else, and I know it's a bit disappointing and it feels like they've lost some momentum without getting Tucker and Bichette, they're in a really good position right now. And as it stands, the Red Sox have had a great offseason, but the Jays are better. The Orioles have had a great offseason, but the Jays are better. The Yankees, if they get Bellinger, will have had a good offseason, but the Jays are better. The Rays will compete, but right now, they're the last place team in this division. So with or without Kyle Tucker, with or without Bo Bichette, the Toronto Blue Jays are primed for an outstanding 2026 season, and with big aspirations to not only win the division, but have a shot to go back to the World Series.